Hello everyone and welcome back to Gran Turismo 7. Today I was planning to do the Indy 500 in some form or another, however Gran Turismo 7 is lacking in both Indy cars and Indianapolis itself, so I needed a backup plan. So I was thinking about using the Super Formula cars at either Daytona or High Speed Ring, however the AI were just kind of slow. And it wouldn't have made for a very interesting race. Even on the highest difficulty setting, they just didn't really have the pace. So instead, I decided to switch out all of the opponent's cars for completely random stuff. I found all of the vaguely open wheel cars I could find and tossed all of them in the race, but we also have some other random stuff. We've got a go-kart, we've got a safety car, and drivers were assigned to cars in a 90% random way. But we'll get to that when we take a look at the starting grid. But yeah, we are going to be doing a 500-mile race. That's roughly 800 kilometers, and we're going to be racing at High Speed Ring. And it should be a lot of fun. We're going to have a very wide variety of cars in this one. And yeah, we will go take a look at that now. Let's go and check out the starting grid. And to show off the starting grid, we're just going to use the race photo camera. That's the easiest way to just wander around and take a look at each car. And the starting order is the same as the 2021 Indianapolis 500 minus a bunch of drivers because we only have a maximum grid of 20. So I had to once again semi-randomly kick out a bunch of drivers. So apologies if one of the ones we are missing is one of your favorites, but I digress. Let's get into it. On pole position, we have Scott Dixon driving the Gran Turismo F1500 TA. This is basically a 1980s Formula One car, a fictional car designed by Gran Turismo. We have Colton Herta driving the Honda N2025 Vision Gran Turismo. Absolutely insane piece of machinery, that car, and one I actually had to detune so it wasn't way too quick for this race. Starting in third, we have the Radical SR3. This one is driven by Rinus VK. And then starting in fourth, we have the safety car, the GTR safety car, driven by Tony Kanaan. In fifth position, we have the McLaren 1988 Formula One car, the MP44. We've got Alex Palou driving that car. And then behind him, we have the DHL-sponsored Red Bull car, this one being driven by Ryan Hunter-Reay. Next up, we have the BAC Mono driven by Helio Castroneves. And then behind him, the Toyota Tundra wildcard of cars in this one. That looks like a giant Christmas present, but it is just the Swedish flag plastered all over it. Then we have the KTM Crossbow of Pato O'Ward, and then the Porsche 917 Living Legend driven by Felix Rosenquist. Next up, we have the Honda 2 and 4 driven by Takuma Sato, and behind him, the Toyota Super Formula car driven by Scott McLaughlin. Next up, we have Graham Rahal in the Lambo V12 Vision Gran Turismo, an absolutely wild-looking car, that thing, and it is mega quick in a straight line. It's unbelievable. Behind him, we have Joseph Newgarden in the Ford GTLM Spec 2 test car. Next up, we have Juan Pablo Montoya driving the Chaparral 2J, and behind him, the GT by Citroën of Sebastian Bourdais. Starting in 17th, we have the racing kart of Sajid Karam, and then in 18th position, Will Power in the Red Bull X 2019. Starting in 19th position, Simona Di Silvestro driving the Chaparral 2X, one of the most ridiculous cars to ever exist in a Gran Turismo game. Laser powered and absolutely awesome and very, very quick. Had to detune that one as much as possible just to make it so even somewhat fair. And then starting in last position will be us. And you'll notice the livery on our car is the Red Bull Formula One livery from the Turkish Grand Prix, the thank you livery from Honda's last year in Formula One. And you'll notice we added a few of our own custom sponsors. We managed to fit a Ouagadougou on there. And yeah, we changed a bunch of the other sponsors, put a Firestone stickers on it as well. And yeah, just customized it a little bit from the original design that I found on the showcase. But anyway, that is the grid. Let's get ready to race. All right, here we go. Ready to go for the high speed ring of 500. Away we go from a standing start here, and Silvestro on power, getting off the line well. Look at the Chaparral 2X go. That thing is crazy fast. Builds up momentum very quickly. Wall of cars in front of us, nowhere to go. And we'll just have to find some space through turn 1, incredibly wide, so we should be able to find some space to get a little bit held up there by Ryan Hunter-Ray, but we'll make the move around the outside eventually and gain a massive position through the first corner as there's still a wall of cars in front of us. Let's see where we can find some space through turn 2. We're going to take the high line following Felix Rosenquist now on the exit, duck down low as we head over the Cable Stayed Bridge for the first time, following Simona Di Silvestro through, and now we'll see if we can make the move around the outside. We've got probably more downforce than almost anyone else on the track, with the exception of Scott McLaughlin, who's driving a near identical car as we follow Montoya in the Chaparral 2J rather, and he's got very good straight line speed, as does Di Silvestro as she makes her way through, and going to be an ongoing battle between the cars that are fast through the corners and fast on the straights. We find a narrow gap there to try and slot ourselves through, but Montoya still maintains the position ahead of us. So this is going to be a battle that continues on for a little bit longer. There goes Simona down the inside of now Montoya, absolutely flying in a straight line. That Chaparral 2X is so quick, but we can make it up through the corners. It's just a matter of making sure we make the most of the 3 corners in the kind of middle sector of the circuit. Firstly, this left-hander end of the first sector, I think this one is, but you can see how much time we gained on Montoya through there, and purple first sector, no real surprise there as Montoya has a moment. We'll go around the outside and get through on Juan Pablo Montoya, and I think that should be us clear of him unless he gets back past us on the run up towards turn 2, but we also have the final corner to deal with, another one that will suit us. It's flat out for us, it's not flat out for everyone though, so it could be a beneficial corner for us at various stages of the race. But right now Simona is flying through the field, and we don't really have anything at the moment to help us out. When the lap traffic plays a part later on in the race, that will definitely play into our hands, and that's what I'm counting on to bring us back into contention, because on raw pace we definitely are not as fast as that Chaparral 2X. Alright, here's a replay of the start at the front of the field. Let's see who gets away best. Scott Dixon versus Herter, and it's Herter who gets off the line better as they race down towards the first corner. Colton Herter takes the lead with Scott Dixon right behind, now diving to the inside as they run side by side through the first corner. And it's going to be Scott Dixon who leads the way on the exit. It has become a 3-way battle at the front of the field here on the third lap of the race. Herter down the inside of Scott Dixon takes the lead of the race, and Scott Dixon down to second. Will Power is the driver who has recently joined this fight, and here comes Simona Di Silvestro as well in the background. Won't be long before the Chaparral joins the party. That thing is absolutely rapid in a straight line. Scott Dixon still doing his best to hold off Will Power as Colton Herter takes off into the distance. Simona ever closing in the background in the Chaparral 2X. Now Will Power having a look as they head towards the final corner. Not close enough to go for a move though. Scott Dixon continues to hold on, but there's Simona right behind now, and that Chaparral will be making its way past in a straight line very shortly, and there it goes, absolutely blazing down the main straight. We'll now follow on with Simona, and the gap to Colton Herter is also rapidly closing as she heads through turn 1 and on the exit right behind Colton Herter, now making the move down the inside into turn 2. Not going to get the move done there though. That Chaparral doesn't quite have the same downforce as some of these other cars, but it is ridiculously fast in a straight line. So over the bridge, again having looked down the inside, but still a corner comes up and Simona not able to get through. It'll have to be the main straight, I think, where Simona can finally make the overtake, but there's not much in it as they head through the tunnel, and it may be even earlier. We'll see as they head to the final corner. Now Simona goes to the inside and gets through. The banking of the final corner means you don't need as much downforce to get through, and Simona Di Silvestro takes the position. Alright, we're on the back of the McLaren MP44, driven by Alex Palou, so let's see if we can make an overtake potentially into turn 2. Very similar straight line speed to the McLaren. Maybe we're gaining marginally in the slipstream, but there's honestly not much in it as we head through turn 1, and we'll see if we can do anything in the middle sector. We have been very quick through there, so I imagine that's where we've been gaining the time, and wow, you can see the difference there Modern downforce versus 1980s, there's the difference. Catching up to Marcus Ericsson and Sebastian Bourdais, fighting it out. Two very different cars, apparently quite similar in overall speed. Shows you how fast the Tundra is as we put a lap on Rhinus VK. Bit of smoke there as, oh, that's getting a little bit closer as we try and go around the outside. We'll switch to the inside of Will Power as he had a little bit of contact with Helio Castro-Neves as he goes a lap down. That Red Bull X319 actually isn't too quick in a straight line. It's really the corners where that car makes up plenty of time. Probably has the most downforce of anyone here. Let's see if we can gain some time around the outside. He's held up by Tony Kanaan going a lap down in the GTR, and we're through. Next car up the road is Scott Dixon as we're going to put Sage Karam another lap down in the go-kart. I wonder how many laps behind Sage Karam's going to finish in this one. We got the pace through the middle sector with more downforce, and we'll make the move as we also got Graham Rahal putting him a lap down as well. But we're up onto the podium now. But Simona Di Silvestro and Colton Herta still up the road in two of the quickest cars in this race. I really should be taking the high line through that corner. It is faster, it's just scary. Slightly concerning. Simona is continuing to stretch away by an incredibly rapid rate. By the way, that GTR has almost 1,000 horsepower. Doesn't have the pace in the corners though, just not the downforce. It's probably a little heavy as well. Got a wall of cars in front of us now. So, Ericsson's passed Sebastian Bourdais. And we've also got, more importantly, the second place car up the road, Colton Herta, as well as Takuma Sato going another lap down. But Colton Herta is within sight, and second place is just up the road. Oh, he's been held up. He's had a crash a little bit there with Rhinus VK, and that's given us the position. Second place for us. Let's see if we can do anything at all to chase down Simona. Okay, there's the Lambo straight line speed. Oh, he's hit the go-kart. Oh my, that's unfortunate. That is terrifying. I don't know if I misjudge it and hit that Toyota Tundra, I'm screwed. 46 seconds to Simona. The gap's blowing out again. I thought this would be a fairly even race, but it's not panning out that way at all. Oy, oy, oy. And there goes Simona, putting us a lap down. See how it goes, I guess. I can literally get through that left-hander flat out. I only just found that out right then. Oi, 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 okay. Newgarden giving us a hit. And there goes any chance we had of getting our lap back on Simona Di Silvestro. Alright, so here's the onboard then with Joseph Newgarden, and he just tapped us on the exit there. And that sent us into a spin. And I mean, we were a little bit to the left compared to where the normal racing line is, but also, to be fair, he had plenty of room on his left to go, so a bit of 50-50 in that one, I think. Oh, for goodness sake, even the GTR's getting past us. Oh, he's had a bit of a moment there. Okay, should have seen that coming. Once I edit this down, after the race is just going to be making noises at narrow gaps I have to try and fit through. Oh, Marcus Ericsson. Okay. Let's get moving again. Did a little clash there with O'Ward. That's not ideal. I just realised we're actually back on the lead lap until that little crash there. Simona must have made a pit stop after 35 laps, which got us back onto the lead lap briefly. Okay, maybe there is hope after all. The macaroni, that's a little bit of a slide on there. If we can get just a little bit further. High line definitely makes the car more stable, gotta remember that. If we can get just a little bit further without these rear tyres causing us too many issues. we should be able to get to the end on maybe even 3 stops. 185 laps. We should be able to make it even 50 laps. And that'll cover it easily. Will Power's desperate to get past. And he does so. Nothing we could really do about that. Personal best sector, so despite that, we're not really losing time. But the car is very difficult through the final corner. Through the middle sector and the first sector, it's not too bad. Try the high line, try the high line here. Actually, that's much more stable. Alright, we can keep going. Here comes Will Power again, I can hear him in the background. Go to the inside, we'll hold the outside, and we'll maintain the position. Maybe the battle isn't with Simona today, maybe it's with Will Power for second place. That might just be the situation we find ourselves in this one. Lap 46 is our target. We put on lap 46, then lap 92, then lap 138. That'll get us to the end. The last stint will be 1 lap longer than the rest. Holy boom booms, okay. Rear tyres, not happy about that one. Oh dear. We've been absolutely glabonkered. Alright. Let's get going again. Oh, gee. Saved it. Punctures are not a thing in Gran Turismo, but still can lose the rear end grip very quickly. Just like that. Alright, this is starting to become an issue. Maybe we'll have to pit on the next lap. I said I wanted to get to lap 46. We're so close. But then again, we'll be left with basically a car that handles like this at the end of the race, which is not ideal. Yep, that's another 360. I think we just went another lap down. Oh dear. This race is turning itself on its head. Oh! Remember when I said I don't think there's a reason to pit? Alright, in we go. Let's try and get this race back on track. We've lost the podium now, so maybe that's our target, to finish on the podium. Let's go for it. We're on lap 46 now, as we refuel. Alrighty, we're going again. We dropped to 4th place. Oh! Jeez. Ah! Okay. A lot just happened there. I didn't even know who T-boned us. Tony Kanaan. Big moment there through the first corner. We got caught up in it. Here's a replay from the offboard then. We'll see what happened between us and Tony Kanaan and who the other car involved in the incident was. We had absolutely no time to react. Montoya getting through, and oh, there's the hit. And I think it was Newgarden that made the contact with us. So our second clash with Newgarden at that corner, and I think he was able to get away with it more or less. So he's lucky in that instance. We'll go on board now with Tony Kanaan. We'll see how this all started. He's going for a move up the inside of Herta and then loses the rear end when he taps the brakes into the left-hander. The GTR not with the downforce to get through there flat out. There's the hit from us, which sent him into a secondary spin. And the final hit between us and Newgarden. Now we'll finally have a look on board with Joseph Newgarden, and we'll see what happens here as he enters the smoke. And yeah, we're right in his way there. Nothing he could have done in that situation. Alright, I think given tyre wear, I may change to a 4-stop race. So from the last pit stop, we need to hit roughly every 35 laps. I've just been trying to do the maths. So it'll be like 45-ish or 6, whatever it was that we pit on. And we pit on lap 80, lap 115, and lap 150. And that'll get us to the end. Simona Di Silvestro continues to stretch away 3.5 minutes up the road, which roughly equates to 3.5 laps. Probably almost 4 by now. And there goes Simona once again. Last few laps being very messy. I need to get my concentration back. Okay, so you can tell from that lap that we can't achieve the same lap times as the Hyundai N2025. I don't even know if the podium's on the cards now. We'll have to wait and see. Yes, traffic helping us out. No, it's not. Never mind. So it does seem I've managed to get away from Colton Herta. So maybe there's a chance we can catch him again. We're suddenly starting to catch up. We're less than 4 minutes behind Di Silvestro and gaining massive chunks of time against Colton Herta. Whoa, leave me space, Mr. Ericsson. Okay, that was a narrowing gap there. Probably should have gone left, but we survived. Less than 10 seconds behind Colton Herta now. That's incredible. Flat out corner here. This will help us get a good run onto the bridge, maybe a slight tap of the wall. But we get a good exit anyway. We get past Colton Herta and move ourselves onto the podium. After all hope was lost for a while, we're coming back into it. How far ahead is Will Power? And do we have any chance of catching Will Power? That is the next thing. I think we're faster. We certainly were earlier in the race. It was only those series of mistakes towards the end of the last stint that put us back so far. He's 31 seconds up the road at the moment. Gaps come down to under 30 seconds. We may be able to catch Will Power. Not a great lap, but the gap's back to where it started. We're back to square one. 31 seconds off Will Power. Whoopsies. We'll have a little look at that incident on board with Juan Pablo Montoya. You can see he catches up to Bourdais. We look back to see us catching up. We just run straight into him. Montoya wasn't moving across or anything. That was just a misjudgment from us in that situation. Okay. Rear tyres are going. I have to remember that through that final corner. I have to take the high line. We've actually caught up to Will Power. He's stuck behind the go-kart. Up into second position. I don't think we'll be catching Di Silvestro, but you never know. This race has gone back and forth a few times already. We'll see how it goes. Oh dear. I misjudged that absolutely awfully. Oh dear. Oh, for goodness sake. Alright, back down into third position. And we have to do all that work. Can you please turn sharper? Thank you. After all that work again. Catching back up to Will Power. Okay. Alright. Oh, I've caught Power again. Let's see. We may get caught in traffic again here a little bit. We'll go around the outside into the final corner. We've both got high downforce cars. And no advantage there. In the slipstream though. Can we gain enough momentum to the inside as we head towards the first corner? He lifts out of it. Oh, that's why. Okay. My bad. Oh, good launch. Out of the corner. Try and find some space. Down the inside. Okay, navigating through the lap cars, trying to pass Will Power at the same time. We've managed to get away with it. Oh, I was actually meant to make a pit stop by now. I might as well do it. Alright, I actually literally didn't talk over any of that. Whoops, but anyway, we're going again. Finally, and we don't even drop off the podium. So Herta must be a ways behind. Time behind Di Silvestro, 3 minutes 15. So we lost about 45 seconds making a pit stop. Good to keep that in mind. Oops. I really need to stop doing that, don't I? Oh, we're back up into second. Power's in the pits. This is becoming a constant thing. We are genuinely gaining time on Simona. The race isn't over yet. Oh dear. That's suboptimal. Oops, little bump. G'day, mate. Wait, we just put him a lap down. Because we passed him when he was in the pit lane. Alrighty. Okay, ignoring the fact we just took out the go-kart, can we just talk about how good this aim was? We literally just got him straight into the pit lane. And, yeah, now he has to make a pit stop. Here he comes, into the box. And, what the... Okay, well that was the weirdest pit sequence I've ever seen. But off he goes again, rejoining the circuit. Onto the main straight, out of pit lane. And, he's off and racing again. Let's see the onboard of this. Whee! Straight in. Well, in less than a minute's time, this recording section will be over and I'll be going to have a lunch break. Got some lasagna. Alrighty, back to it then. I've just had a break for lunch. Now we're back into the action. Around about halfway through the race. See what happens from here. Big lot of traffic here. To the grass. Oh, that was Simona. Oh dear, we've caused a little issue there with, I think that was that Ray Hall? Or Hunter Ray. Didn't quite see. But we've got a lap back versus Simona. I'm getting really hot, but I don't want to turn the fan on because it's going to blow on the microphone. Holy cow. 360? Yeah. 1 minute behind exactly. We must almost have our lap back by now. Oh, there's Simona right in front of us. In the slipstream we are. Certainly not the same straight line speed. But we're knocking on the door of getting our lap back. Through the middle. Yes! Back on the lead lap. At long last. Still got 4,300 meters of racetrack to try and catch. To take the lead. But this is a big step. Shoot. Holy cow. Okay, I'm alive. Alright, let's have a little look at a replay of that incident with Marcus Ericsson. Just come down too low. Ericsson just about drives over the top of our car as he goes spinning there. We continue on, more or less unhindered. Ericsson ends up at the bottom of the racetrack in a cloud of smoke. So, Super Formula Car versus Toyota Tundra. The Super Formula Car wins, apparently. Bah! Okay, he gone. How are we 16 seconds behind? Simona make a pit stop. Surely. No way we could have gained that much time. Either way. Oh! Okay, misjudged that one a bit. Yay! Okay, gap's down to less than 10 seconds. This is what it feels like to be on the other end of the tail. In the Bathurst 6 hour, it was Tony D'Alberto always catching and catching, putting in the blazing lap times. Now it's our turn. Whoa, bit of contact there. Simona Di Silvestro, who's now right in front of us, making a bit of contact with the racing car. We'll duck into the inside. But we won't have the overwhelming straight line speed that belongs to the Chaparral 2X. Screaming down the main straight, getting away from us. And there is a bit of traffic up ahead. Will it help us? We're going to need to go to the outside, carry the mid-corner speed as Di Silvestro does get caught up, and we will make it through into the lead. And at long last, we finally take first place here at the High Speed Ring 500. How long we can keep her for, I'm not sure, because Simona is incredibly quick in that Chaparral 2X. Okay, and it looks like we could hold on to the lead for about that long. And there's even more traffic to play a role. Bit of space opening up on the outside. Send it in. Half on the track, half off. But we make the move around the outside. Alright, we'll be boxing this lap then. Let's make it a good one. There goes Simona. Around the outside. Got the speed through turn 1. Nothing we can really do to defend against that. We'll throw it into turn 2 though. Hopefully get a good exit. And here we go. Had to duck down low to make sure we got past. Into the box we go then for the penultimate time in this one. Lap 115. Another pair of racing soft boots on the car. We'll fill it up with fuel. The final stop will be a short one in terms of fuel refill. So we've got that to look forward to. New set of boots on the car. And the last full refuel of the race. Here we go. We get rolling once again, still in second position. Simona obviously retaking the lead. It's also probably worth mentioning, you may have noticed Simona Di Silvestro has an Italian flag. For some reason Switzerland is not an option, so Italy was as good as I could get. And it does say on her Wikipedia page that she is Swiss-Italian, so, you know, I guess that's fine. So next pit stop is on lap 150, and then that'll get us to the end. Just worth pointing that out. I've done it again. Oh no, no. This is terrible. I'm losing so much time here. Now I'm backwards on the rate. This is just not gone well. Alright, we're good. I lost so much time there though. That was a really awkward place to spin. Oh, that's cost so much time. 21 seconds slow this lap, and we're still losing time here because we're still getting back up to speed. I really have to stop doing that. I stopped paying attention for half a second, and somehow every time I end up taking out Sato. It's ridiculous. Okay. Yep. Alright, we've caught up to, or near enough to caught up to Simona once again. She's just heading around turn 1 now as we're just tipping it in, so we're within range once again, just need an opportunity. I was falling asleep there. That's not ideal. Pay attention. And now I've caught up. She's stuck behind Marcus Ericsson in the Tundra. And we get through. We go around the outside of Sato. And we take the lead once again of the high-speed Ring 500. Got one pit stop to go. So things are looking decent for us. But it's not over yet. And there she goes. Oh my goodness, why do I keep doing that? So close. Yeah, so far. Oh, okay, we're boxed in here. But we may have an opportunity round the outside. Oh, we carried too much speed. We'll get through anyway. Simona's stuck in traffic. Briefly. And there goes Simona once again. Oh my goodness. How many times am I going to take out Sato in this race? Oh no! Oh no! Okay. Not as bad as it could have been. Oh, we're so close again. Carrying speed through the middle sector well, but we just can't make that move for the lead. Alright, good exit, and we're through. Finally, back ahead. And there goes Simona once again, blazing on past in a straight line as we head up towards turn 2. I think we'll be able to get it back relatively quickly, given that this is quite late. along the two-part straight, little bounce off the wall, and all right, let's try that again. Oh wait, we're in the lead. How did that happen? I didn't even see Simona. Was there a pit stop? Or am I just stupid? And confirmation on the replay cameras, Simona Di Silvestro did indeed come in to the pit lane. Okay, I didn't even realize that, my apologies, but we're in the lead now. We just need to hold it. And then once we make our final stop, we'll reevaluate where we sit. 9 laps until we pit. Still holding an okay margin over Simona. No. Oh dear. That's another spin in that same awkward spot. We get going again, but once again, massive time loss. And there's Simona getting passed into the lead after we lost all that time in that mistake, so we need to recompose ourselves. Oh dear. I stopped paying attention for 2 seconds, and that's what happens. Oh dear. Okay, gotta start taking the high line. It's falling apart again. High line so we don't spin. And now into the pit lane for the final time. And you can see we don't need to put a lot of fuel in. Alright, went with a bit of extra just to make sure. Last stint of the race is underway then. We've got about half an hour left in this one. Let's bring it home strong and try and get that race victory. We can comfortably get to the end of the race now. I think Simona may have another pit stop to make, but once again I would say I'm not going to risk it. I want to get the position on track. Right now, Simona's in the pit lane now for what will probably be her last pit stop. And that puts us up into the lead as Joseph Newgarden re-overtakes us. Simona's now 12 seconds behind. We'll see how that evolves. Oi! Okay, we're just playing bowling now. 4 seconds back to Di Silvestro, still losing a little bit of time each lap. Oh, and here we go. Back into the lead goes Simona, and we get back around the outside straight away. Alright, we have to get Simona back right now. Toyota Tundra stays out of our way. Here she is. Carry the speed. Awkward contact. But we get through. Oh, they made a bit of awkward contact too. Oh, there's a go-kart there. Okay, we're off the road on the straight. Didn't slow us down too much. The Simona's straight back past us. Alright, let's see if we can get back around the outside. Bit of traffic to play out. And we'll get back through. This was really a back and forth battle with Simona. It could really go either way as we head towards the closing stages of this one. Simona's pushing us along. Now goes through on the right hand side. Retakes the lead of the race. Around the outside of Simona once again. Through turn 3. Alright, here comes Simona once again. Not going past us this time, now choosing to make the move. And then make the move around the outside of turn 3 once again. Carrying the speed. And we get through. We didn't even need any traffic help that time. We may get some here though as we squeeze through on the outside. Here comes Simona yet again. Lap 163 of 185. Simona gets through on the inside. I just tried to have a drink and missed my mouth completely, so now I'm covered in water. Whoa, big traffic. And we're through, back up the inside. and back into the lead. Here she comes again. Around the outside. Oh, a little bit of contact with the safety car. Oh, back past us it goes Simona Di Silvestro once again. Seem like we're a fair way behind. Carrying good speed though, and we will get through once again. Here comes Simona again. Goodness me. That straight line speed still just bafflingly fast. As we, have a bit of an incident there with Ryan Hunter-Ray. He gets going again though, not too much damage done in terms of time loss. I think he'll be okay. Oh dear, that's a major misjudgment there. Oh, now we're spinning. Keep it going. Keep it. Ah, damn it. Damn it. Oh no, that might have just cost us our opportunity. What's the damage? 15 seconds. Unless we can gain a second a lap on Simona, I don't like our chances. But we'll see. Ultra focus mode. Well, Simona must have got held up in traffic. That's definitely going to help us bring that time back. Perhaps. It's not all over yet. Catching up to Tony Kanaan, who's still having a moment through the first corner. Been struggling with that one. We get past Sebastian Bourdais as well. All these drivers running their own races many laps behind in slower equipment, but it's made navigating and fighting with Simona Di Silvestro in the later stages of the race that much more interesting as we get up the inside and retake the lead. Unbelievable. The battle swings back in our favor once again. What has me worried though is that the finish line is actually quite far along the main straight, which means even if we're ahead here, Simona has a lot of time to get back in front. It almost happened there. We crossed the line first on that occasion, but if Simona was any closer, it may have been a different story. A crash. We get through. Simona loses time, and now we're ahead, heading into our part of the track. Simona to the inside. We're going to see if we can carry the speed around the outside, and we'll get the position back. Here comes Simona, blazing fast on the straight. Nothing we can do about that. Blistering straight line speed. We're into the last 15 laps now. Light out through the left-hander of turn 2, and now running up across the cable stayed bridge towards turn 3. In pursuit of Simona Di Silvestro, we go around the outside with a wheel banging mid-corner, and we get through. Once again, the trick is we need to get through turns 3 and 4, 2, 3 and 4 as well as possible on the final lap. If the battle keeps swinging back and forth the way it has, we need to make sure we're as far ahead of Simona as possible, otherwise she'll grab us across the line here. And that would be an incredibly frustrating way to lose the race after everything that's happened in this one so far. But we can only do our best, so let's see what happens. Flat out through the left-hander once again, rocketing past Simona, but the straight line speed of that chaparral keeping her in the fight. The go-kart gets in the way. Tony Kanaan sends us wide. We couldn't quite keep it on the racetrack there. Not ideal. Getting the power down, and Simona's still being held up. Simona back through. Once again passing us just after the timing line. Flat out through the left-hander. Get a good run onto the cable stay bridge. Keep us nice and close as we head into turn 4, turn 3, the right-hander. And we'll go up the inside of turn 4. We're a little bit later this time. No traffic around either. This is going to be tight on this occasion. Here comes Simona, who still crossed the control line in front. 11 laps to go in the high speed ring 500, and we're still just about doing enough We're in second at the moment, but once we head through the middle sector, we will surely regain the lead if we don't make any mistakes. Simona being held up by traffic, and we'll get the move done down the inside into turn 3. 9 laps to go, and this is the clearest lead we've had in a while. But here comes Simona, getting through down the inside of the first corner. But once again, we'll get back through in the middle sector. But that was the clearest ahead we've been across the start line for a while. So that's good news for me. Oh no, that's not good news for me. Oh dear. 9 laps to go and we've had another incident. Okay, that wasn't actually too costly. 5 seconds off. We can recover from this, but we have to drive perfectly. Purple first sector. So we are really starting to fly towards the end of this one. Of course, we have fresh tires and a slightly lower fuel load than in the other stints. So we should be setting some decent pace in this one. Unfortunately, the second sector doesn't quite go quite smoothly, but still gaining some decent time. Simona hesitant there, and we take the lead very briefly. Simona back through along the straight, but we're back in contention once again. Chucking it into turn 2, carrying great speed through there. Keep an eye out for traffic, that'll make the difference here. Throwing it into turn 3, and down the inside of turn 4. And now the traffic, getting past Marcus Ericsson, who we both dodged in the same direction there. We get through. Here wasn't paying attention there. Here comes Simona though, and this time she gets past us just before the control line. Not quite good enough. How have we managed to do this again? The second time in this race, we've knocked Sage Karam perfectly into the pit lane. That is ridiculous. Even drove in their forwards this time. We'll have a look on the onboard, and it's a very slow circuit when you're driving around at this speed. But anyway, you can see all the faster cars making their way through, and then the contacts. Spinning and spinning, no contact with the walls, ends up in the pit lane and just drives himself in forwards that time. 6 laps to go here at the high speed ring 500. We're getting really close to the end now. We need to make sure we're ahead of Simona by the time we exit turn 3 on the final lap. That is the limit. Any further back and we may not be able to win. Simona ahead of us now on the run into turn 3. Traffic cars, laps down, getting in the way a little bit for us. We have to contend with those. Bit of contact there. Here she comes. We've actually got a pretty decent lead at the moment, and she has to hesitate as we're on the inside line. That's definitely going to help us. We may be able to get the position back over the bridge this time, or maybe even through turn 2 itself, through the middle and back into the race lead much earlier than what we necessarily need to, but of course that is what we want. This is all just a rehearsal for both of us, trying to figure out where we want to be on the final lap and what we need to do, how close we need to be to the other car at what point of the circuit to have a chance of winning this race. 3 laps to go now in this race, and once again Simona is catching in a straight line. Oh no. Oh dear. Oh dear. No. No. No, 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 no. That's not what we needed. 3 laps to go, and we've had a disaster. We're still not too far behind. We kept some momentum from that spin. Marcus Ericsson, get out of the way, thank you. There's Simona there. We won't win if we pass Simona at that part of the circuit on the final lap. So we need to pull ahead as much as we can. Rear tyres are going. Definitely going to have a negative impact on our run through the final corner. Something else we have to watch out for, as Willpower gets held up there. That almost caught me off guard. Simona Di Silvestro back through. Must have got held up in traffic. That's ideal for us because Yeah, we passed her way too late in the lap, and she still passed us after the control line. So traffic is definitely going to play a part. With just 2 laps to go in this one, we'll stay on board for the rest of the race as we get back past Simona as she gets held up once again in traffic. And it's these things that may give us the victory. Big mistake there for us though, running too deep into turn 3, trying to keep things more controlled through turn 4. And we get a much nicer run through there as we're about to start the penultimate lap of the ultimate lap. We're on the penultimate lap as we're about to start the final lap of the race, taking it nice and easy through the left-hander of turn 6. And now the final and most important lap of the race. Can we hold on? Oh, but what's this? Simona Di Silvestro coming into the pit lane on lap 184 of 185, the penultimate lap. Simona Di Silvestro coming into the pit lane. It is obviously an unscheduled pit stop. Something has gone wrong for the Chaparral 2X. What a shame. This was set to be a final lap showdown, and it has all gone up in smoke for Simona Di Silvestro. What a disaster for the Chaparral 2X team there. And they're just standing around in disbelief as the car does get fired up and rolling once again. But they've lost a lot of time and they've got no chance of winning this race now. I think we've done it as we head towards the finish line. It's going to be race victory in the High Speed Ring 500. My goodness. We tried our best to throw that one away at several points, but we pulled through in the end. Simona Di Silvestro finishes second. In the end, 28 seconds behind. How did that happen? I wasn't watching the times at the end. I was fully focused forwards. I was worried that she was right behind, but that turns out to not be the case at all. Will Power stands on the podium in third, followed by Colton Herter, Scott Dixon, Juan Pablo Montoya, Scott McLaughlin, Alex Palou, Felix Rosenquist, Joseph Newgarden, Graham Rahal. I already said Alex Palou, don't know where that came from. Graham Rahal, Elio Castro Neves, Tony Kanaan, Pato O'Ward, Takuma Sato, Ryan Hunter-Ray, Ryan Spike, Sebastian Bourdais, Marcus Ericsson, and Sage Karam. Finishes 80 laps behind, completing just 105 laps in the race. What other battles were playing out in this one? Dixon, Montoya and McLaughlin all finished on the same lap, so they were all relatively close in 3 wildly different cars. Other than that, there was the Bourdais and Ericsson battle, which Bourdais come out on top in the end, but they were very close. And that's it. No one else other than myself and Simona finished on the same lap as each other. Alright. What a race. Remember, we were 3 laps behind at one point. Oh, that's insane. Plenty of credits in the bank. Plenty of miles in the tank. 4-star roulette ticket. Oh, that was fun. Let's spin this roulette ticket and see what we get. There's a few good options there. Unfortunately, we don't get one. What's that? 50? 30k. Okay. Yeah, average. Oil's a little worn apparently. Anyway, let's open the scapes and scape movies and outro this video. Well, it's been a really fun one. I thoroughly enjoyed doing that race. What a roller coaster that was, from having an okay start, a very low early phase of the race when we just didn't have the pace. Pulled it back as everyone seemed to lose a bit of pace through the middle phase of the race. And then it was evenly matched throughout the last couple of stints with Simona, and very easily could have gone either way. Unbelievable. Like I said, thoroughly enjoyed that. I hope you did too. But Either way, thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. I really do appreciate it. Feel free to give me some feedback in the comments. It's always very helpful. Other than that, I will see you next time. Goodbye. Spread these wings and fly.